another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time. God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first thing that that we're going to discuss today is the 1980 NBA Finals. Okay, between Philadelphia and the Lakers. Okay, and Kareem was the series dominant player, okay, and he was just running all over the 76ers like a treadmill, okay. That's how much Kareem was dominating Caldwell Jones and Daryl Hawkins, okay. So listen to this. In game one, Kareem had 33 points, 14 rebounds, 6 blocks, and 5 assists. But Magic, who was a rookie, he also chipped in 16 points, 9 assists, and 10 rebounds. Okay? So in game two, Kareem came back with 38 points, but the Sixers won that game. Game three, he's still doing Kareem things, 33 points, 14 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 assists. Okay? So after the Sixers tied the series in game four, Kareem had 26 points. When he turned his ankle, okay, he turned his ankle. He returned. He scored 14 more points, which gave him 40 for the game. Okay, so he had 40 points in game five. And so, but his ankle injury was too bad for him to play in Philadelphia in game six. So that's the game Magic started at center. Okay. Played all 5 positions. Okay. And Magic worked his magic. 42 points, 15 assists. I got that wrong. Restart that. Magic, 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. Okay? And so Kareem was back at home with Hachin, okay? And he had dominated the first 5 games. It was pretty obvious Kareem was a serious dominant player through the first 5 games. But they all watched Magic in game 6, okay? And based off Magic's performance in game 6, they gave the series MVP to Magic Johnson based off that one game, okay? They gave the series MVP to Magic Johnson based off that one game. And Kareem Kareem didn't like that. Kareem didn't like that, to say the least. And I could very well understand his frustrations, okay? You're going to give the MVP to this guy based off what he did in one game, okay? When I scored 33 in game 1, 38 in game 2, 33 in game 3, 40 points in game 5. Come on. Oh. So I can understand Kareem's frustration. So, one of Magic Johnson's former agents, Lou Rosen, said Kareem was robbed. Okay, he was robbed of it, which I agree. Which I agree with. Okay, which I agree with, man. That's like Michael Jordan dominating the first 5 games of the series, and then you give the MVP award to Scottie Pippen. Yeah, it's like Michael Jordan, like watching Michael Jordan dominate the entire series, but you give the series award to Scottie Pippen. Okay, no offense, Scottie Pippen, but that's what that situation is kind of like. Okay, so let's fast forward to 1982. Okay, Sixers are playing the Lakers again. in the NBA Finals. Lakers go up 3-1. Philadelphia wins to cut it to 3-2. Then Lakers come back, clinch the victory in Game 6 at the Forum. And again, Magic, 13 points, 13 assists, and 13 rebounds, was named the series MVP. And that raised a few eyebrows. Needless to say, that raised a few eyebrows, okay? Yeah, people were like, I'm not too sure about that one. 13 points, 13 assists, 13 rebounds, MVP. People were like, I'm not too sure about that one, okay? So, we all know Kareem was robbed in 1980 of the series MVP. He may have been robbed again in 1982. Who knows, okay? But that's just how it went down, okay? Speaking of how it went down, that's a perfect segue into Bill Cartwright versus Hakeem Olajuwon, okay? So, Bill Cartwright was known as an awkward player, okay? He was known as an awkward player. Okay, yeah. So he was known as an awkward player. Moved around weirdly. But he was known for his elbows. He was known for his sharp elbows, okay? And he was known for taking players out with his elbows. He was even known for taking teammates out in practice, okay? I remember one time, I believe he got John Paxson in practice, okay? I do know he broke Robert Parrish's nose, I believe, one time. And several other players around the league, his elbows managed to find, their faces managed to find their elbows, okay? Their faces managed to find his elbows, okay? And as a result, players had temporary injuries, okay? Okay? But there was one injury. And during the 1991 season, as a matter of fact, James Edwards, during the 91 playoffs, shot a jumper. He shot a jumper and he came down on Bill Cartwright's foot. And James Edwards sprained his ankle, okay? And Mike Fratello made a point. And there is Bill taking out another player, okay? But there was an injury that took place in the 1991 season that caused a superstar player to miss a significant amount of games, okay? So the Bulls are playing the Rockets in Houston, okay? And just so you know, the Rockets won that game in a rout, 114-92 over the Bulls, okay? Rockets won it in a rout. But during the game, Hakeem and Cartwright are jostling for position, okay? They're jostling for position. And Hakeem and Bill Cartwright's elbow catches Hakeem's eye. Okay? And it looked like, and from the naked eye, it looked like nothing. Okay? It looked like nothing but a temporary injury. Okay? But this injury took out Hakeem Olajuwon for a very long stretch. Hold on. Okay.
Cartwright. Stone cold off the the bench. Rebound into the corner. Scott Williams, good hustle. And now Hobson to the hoop. No foul, no basket. And Houston going the other way.
Olajuwon down on the deck.
David Wood on the reverse layup.
Olajuwon really hurting, laying on the floor. Melchiori wants to come out and see him. Cartwright goes in.
Misses the layup. Ball on the floor, out of bounds to the Bulls. And now, what's happening to Hakeem Olajuwon? Houston opens up a 14-point lead with 3:32 left in the half.
He really got hurt when Hobson came in for that high shot. He put off the glass, and then all the action down on this end. Cartwright missed a shot. Jordan couldn't pick it back up.
3:32 left in the third, I should say. And Hakeem Olajuwon's got 18 rebounds in the game.
He has done a job. See if we can see what happens here before we go away for a timeout.
Bill
came up and really got cranked with an elbow.
And a full timeout taken as the Rockets look at their superstar Hakeem Olajuwon. We'll be back to the Summit after these messages.
You awake?
Well, the Houston Rockets have brought a stretcher out for Hakeem Olajuwon. You know what you fear now, John, is perhaps a neck injury of some kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Olajuwon was playing extremely well, Jim, as he took charge of the boards, 18 rebounds, and Larry Smith helps Ray Melchiori as they lead off the floor. Well, we hope that nothing serious. It looked just like a collision. We'll take one more look at it. It looked like when Hobson came in for the shot, everybody came to rebound, and Cartwright jumps in, and it looked like he got hit either by Wood or by Bill Cartwright, and down he went. It might have snapped his neck, Jim, turned his neck a little bit. So who comes in the game here now? Larry Smith comes in.
Yeah. So that was the injury that took Hakeem Olajuwon out for the next 26 games. Okay. Believe it or not, yes. That was the injury that took Hakeem out for the next 26 games for the 1990-91 season, okay? And when he came back after missing 26 games, okay? Because it wasn't a neck injury. He ended up fracturing his orbital, okay? Bill Cartwright's elbow caught him right here, fracturing his orbital bone, okay? And he was wearing goggles, okay? So that's why you saw him wear goggles for the 1991 season and for all of 1992, okay? So, yeah, that injury took him out for 26 games, okay? And the Houston Rockets, what was the guy's name? Charlie Thomas, yeah. Owner of the Houston Rockets, Charlie Thomas. They were pissed. They were pissed that Cartwright had injured Olajuwon, okay? And the reason why the Rockets were pissed, because Rockets management, I should say, was pissed. Because pretty much at that time, Hakeem Olajuwon was all they had, okay? Yes, he had a growing supporting cast around him. Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith, Mad Max, Sleepy Floyd, okay? So he had a decent supporting cast around him, but not the one that would help him win championships a few years down the line. But yeah, the reason why Rockets management was pissed was Hakeem was virtually the only thing that they really had, okay? And so Rockets management called for Bill Cartwright to wear elbow pads, right? Rockets management was so pissed that they called for Bill Cartwright to wear elbow pads. I read somewhere that considering Olajuwon's importance to the Rockets, Houston management was enraged. Okay, they wanted Bill. That's how upset the Rockets were that Bill Cartwright had injured their number one superstar. Okay. Not only did they injure his number one superstar, took him out for 26 games too. Okay. But yeah, Bill Cartwright has a history of taking out teammates, opponents, and unfortunately, the elbow to Olajuwon took him out for 26 games. Okay. All right. And okay. No. I'll stop right there. Okay. All right. That's it, and that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. May God bless you all.